Hello, my name's Mrs. Barrett and I'm Head of Maths at Bishop Wordsworth School, and I'm here to tell you about what the Maths Department at Bishop's has to offer to ensure that you continue to develop and improve your mathematical thinking post GCSEs. Now, the Maths Department teaches the largest number of students in the sixth form, with numbers increasing even further with our introduction of the core maths qualification in 2018. First, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about A-level maths. Okay, now A-level maths is one of the most highly regarded A-levels by both universities and employers alike. You might think, why? Well, being good at A-level maths demonstrates logical thinking and the ability to solve problems. Both of those are very transferable skills in a number of situations, in a number of different jobs, and also in a number of different degree courses. It is also reasonably challenging A-level, so success in A-level maths demonstrates your academic ability as well. Now, A-level maths is essential for certain degree courses. You might think obviously for something like mathematics, statistics, probably engineering, physics, but interestingly enough, there are some degree courses that you might think, oh, I didn't realise they were actually that maths heavy. One of the classic ones is economics. Now, a number of our students go on to study economics at university, and very interesting, economics university courses want you to have a really good grade at A-level maths, and you don't necessarily have had to have studied A-level economics at all. And it's actually similar for computer science as well. I think probably because the computing industry is so fast moving with its technology, that to be successful in a computing course, what you need to be good at is you need to be good at logical thinking and problem solving. So they will often ask for a very good degree, very good A-level result in mathematics. Now, I mentioned that we teach the largest number of students in the sixth form. This year, even more than ever, our highest number ever, we have 86 students in Year 12 studying A-level maths. They are split into 7 teaching groups. Now, we study the Edexcel exam board. That is the most popular exam board at A-level, so that was the reason we chose it, to give us a very large cohort for our students to excel in. Now, as well as being the largest A-level at Bishop's, we are also one of the most successful. Our results really are quite outstanding. 2019 results, we obtained 83% grade A star to B, and an astounding over 40% of our students achieved the top A star grade. Now, you'll find if you go and start looking at universities and you start looking at entry requirements, often for the top courses in the top universities, A stars are requirements for access to those courses. So those who achieved that in their mathematics helped them get onto those top university courses. Okay, now entry requirements. We ask for, if you have a look at our prospectus, we ask for a grade 7 or above at GCSE. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. You should really work hard to achieve a grade 8 at GCSE. Reason being, the start of the A-level maths course that you join in Year 12 builds on a lot of the grade 8 material. So if you are not familiar with and quite proficient at the grade 8 level material, you will certainly need to work a lot harder than people who have actually got to grips with those topics. Now, if you want to think about, would I want to do A-level maths or not? My viewpoint is, if you're good enough to do A-level maths and you're choosing any science, or you're choosing any subjects that have any form of data analysis, many of which do, then you should choose A-level maths. Our other offering, which I will talk to you about a bit later, is core maths. Now, core maths is the next notch down from A-level maths. It sits between GCSE and A-level maths. So if you think maybe you're not going to get that good a grade at GCSE maths, but perhaps you're still studying some A-levels that use maths, then you should consider core maths, but there'll be more about that later. Okay, let me talk a bit about the course content. There is pure in it, there is statistics in it, and there is mechanics in it. It's made up of 50% pure, 25% statistics, and 25% mechanics. Now let me show you some of the topics. If you have a look at those pure topics, you will probably recognise a lot of those from your GCSE. So the A-level course in year 12 builds on the work you have done in such things as surds, straight line graphs, quadratics, simultaneous equations, and trigonometry. So all of those things are built on. Now, statistics, these are the topics that it covers in statistics. Again, they will probably look familiar to you, perhaps apart from hypothesis testing. Now, the statistics part of maths ties in very nicely with data analysis that you might be doing in science, geography, psychology, and business, economics, any of those sorts of things. The mechanics side of the course ties in quite tightly with physics. Okay, so you may again recognise some of those topics from work you have done at GCSE. Now you will have 2 maths teachers for your A-level maths. So each teacher will give you 2 one-hour lessons per week. One of the teacher will teach half of the pure and statistics, and one of the teacher will teach half of the pure and mechanics.
Hi, my name is Marnie and I'm currently studying Maths A-level at Bishops in year 12. Maths at Bishops, before we even started lessons, were very structured. We were told which teachers were teaching which part of the course, and on our first lesson we were given a year 12 plan of what we were doing throughout the year, which have links to exercises in the textbook, so it's very helpful for revision and if you want to get started before the next lesson on the next topic. I feel that we've not only learnt new maths, but it's well reinforced as we have regular homeworks which are fully marked so that we get feedback and know which parts we might need to revise before our mini tests. I hope to see you studying Maths A-level next year at Bishops.
Let's go on and have a look at A-level further maths then. Now, the first important thing to say about A-level further maths is it's only available as a 4th A-level choice alongside A-level maths. Okay, now opinion is that to do maths and further maths and just one other A-level gives you a bit of a narrow choice at A-level. So that's why we recommend that if you're doing further maths, really you should do 3 other A-levels. One of them has to be maths, obviously. You really do need to make sure that you enjoy doing maths, because if you're doing maths as one A-level, further maths as one A-level, you can soon work out that half of your teaching time will be in the maths department, which will be a pleasure for us, but you must enjoy the subject, I think, to enjoy it yourself. Now, further maths, we are pretty successful at that as well. This year, biggest number ever again, 37 students in year 12, split into 3 teaching groups. Again, we take the Edexcel course specification if you want to have a look up at as to what that covers. And once again, results are outstanding. They really are. Our 2019 results, 92% A star to B, and almost half achieved the top A star grade. Now, it's always very interesting if you ever have a look at the students who are applying to Oxford or Cambridge from Bishops. You will have a look down that list and you will see the vast majority of them will be doing further maths, because it is such a relevant A-level to going on to study not only maths but all of your sciences, and quite often things like economics, engineering, all of those things. To have further maths is advantageous as well. Entry requirements then, it is a challenging course, so we require you to have a grade 8 or 9 at GCSE maths. It is a very impressive A-level to be successful in. I won't underestimate it. It is a tough A-level, but it is very highly regarded because of its toughness. It is essential for some university degrees. So if you're thinking about studying a certain subject, you might want to just pop online, have a look at some universities and see whether they ask for further maths. Definitely required for top universities to study engineering and also physics and obviously maths degrees as well. But go and have a look at university websites to see whether it may be required for something you might want to study. Now, further maths, this is where the maths gets really interesting. When I show you the topics that you're going to study in year 12 for further maths, there are things coming up there that you certainly have not seen at GCSE. So it's a very interesting course, lots of new topics, lots of new interesting maths. So it's split into two parts. There's the pure side of the course, that's the kind of topics you'll cover in that. And then there's the mechanics side of the course, that's the kind of topics you cover in that. Now again, you will have two teachers, slightly different split of teaching time. There's a lot more pure to be taught, so you get one teacher that teaches 3 one-hour lessons to you and teaches all the pure, and you get one teacher that teaches you one 1-hour lesson per week and they teach the mechanics side of the course.
Hey everyone, I've been doing A-level further maths for a half term now, so I want to talk about my experience of it. I think it's a really good subject if you're interested in it, and it takes maths to a step further, and the content itself is challenging, but I think that's a really good thing because it pushes you, and I think once you suss something out, it's really rewarding. You can ask your teachers anything when you're stuck because it's an open environment that's open to discussion and it's really friendly.
I'd like to talk to you about is core maths. Now this is a new qualification that we started teaching in 2018 and it's had a lot of success and also been of interest to quite a few students. Now core maths is slightly different. It's chosen as an extra to 3 A-levels and it's as an alternative to the EPQ. Okay, there are no grade entry requirements for it. Important thing to note is you do A-level maths or you do core maths. You don't do both of them. Okay, it's taught slightly differently as well. It's a 1-year course, so you will finish the course at the end of year 12. You have 2 double lessons per week or 2 1-hour lessons per week, and then you will sit 2 exams in year 12 at the end of May, and then you will get your results for your core maths at the end of year 12, and when you go into year 13 you will just study your 3 A-levels. Okay, now the difference between core maths and the EPQ, which is an extended project qualification, is it's structured teaching, 2 lessons a week with homework, with revision in preparation for the exam, and then the examination is at the end of year 12. Different to an EPQ, which is a lot more independent work, a lot more independent working towards that final project at the end. Okay, now very successful this year. We've had a lot of interest in it. We've got our biggest number ever this year, which is 38 students in year 12 studying core maths, split into 3 teaching groups. Even though 2018 was the first year we started teaching it, our grades were excellent for that first year, with 18 out of the 23 students achieving the top grade A. Now, if you haven't heard of core maths basically sits halfway between GCSE maths and A-level maths. So it bridges that gap for people who are maybe not confident enough to do A-level maths, but still require to continue their maths education and maybe are taking A-levels that do have a high mathematical content in them. So it carries with it equivalent UCAS points to an AS qualification, or the same UCAS points as an EPQ. And what we found is a lot of universities, if you do get a good grade in your core maths, will often lower their grade requirements for your 3 A-levels that you continue to study. Now, it's a very good support for A-level subjects that involve some form of statistical analysis. So I've got a bit of a list there. It's by no means an exhaustive list, but obviously any of the sciences, biology, physics, chemistry, Business studies, economics all have a lot of data analysis behind them, as does something like geology, geography, and also psychology. Interestingly enough, you are quite often analysing data to do with research maybe that you've done. So it supports those A-level subjects, and it does make sure that you are continuing keeping your maths education fresh and keeping it going to support your other A-levels. Course content, okay, analysis of data, which is graphs and things like that. Critical analysis, now this is a really useful skill in a lot of jobs that you may go into. It's basically where you might take a report or something that somebody's put together, and you critically look at it and you say what's good about it and what's not good about it. Maths for personal finance is very interesting as well. That will fill you all in about student loans, about tax, about national insurance, about mortgages, about things like that. And then there's some graph works which ties in nicely with your work in science, and then Fermi estimation, which is another quite interesting subject.
Hi, my name is Will and I studied core maths last year along with geography, French and biology. The reason I chose core maths was because it's linked in really well with my geography and biology courses with the statistics, and also I thought the prospect of learning about finance was really interesting, and also it seemed a lot less time consuming than EPQ, which is the other option.
Hi, I'm Ollie, I'm in year 13 and last year I studied core maths, and the biggest thing that attracted me to it, actually might surprise you, it was just the lesson structure of it. I found I didn't want to do 4 A-levels because I wanted to focus on my 3. I thought EPQ, where there was no lesson, well there is a lesson structure, you do have meetings with a mentor, but no fixed sort of course coverage like you get in core maths. I found that sort of too abstract, and I thought I'd sort of focus all my time on it and sort of everything else would go by the way. I would really recommend core maths to anybody coming to Bishops in year 12 or coming up from year 11, just because I think it's a really valuable thing for you to study. And also, if you're like me and you think quite methodically, it actually is quite practical to study and will just fit in well with the rest of your school life, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So yeah, thank you. I hope you'll consider core maths.
Okay, so why should you continue to study some form of maths after GCSE? Well, first thing to say is that it does support the majority of other subjects. Now, I have a strong feeling that everybody should continue to develop their maths thinking post GCSE, irrespective of what they're going on to do. Maths is used in everyday life. It's used in problem solving, it's used in logical reasoning. And so those skills are very valued by universities and by employers alike. So if you keep all of that fresh by either doing A-level maths or by doing core maths, then that's going to be good when you go to university or when you go and get an employer. Okay, so that's all I've got to say really. I would recommend that everybody should continue some form of mathematical thinking in the sixth form, whether that is deciding to do A-level maths or whether that's deciding that you want to do some other A-levels and doing core maths to support them. My name is Mrs. Barrett. I'm head of maths here at Bishops. So if you have any further questions that weren't answered by my presentation there, or aren't answered on our live open evening sessions, then please do feel free to drop me an email on that email address there, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you for listening.
I'd like to go and study material sciences at university, so maths and further maths have been really useful for me, especially in preparing for the PAT examination course for Oxford, and the teachers have been really helpful offering advice and guidance when I haven't been able to understand questions I've had to complete.
I'm planning to study economics at university, and then I find that maths and further maths has been really helpful for this, as it allows me to apply the skills I've learned to real world problems, and yeah.
I'm going on to study computer science at university, and I feel like maths and further maths will really help me and to get these skills that I need to go on to use at university, and the teachers have been really helpful in supporting me to learn them.
I've really enjoyed this year's course, particularly the mechanics part as it applies well to physics and other parts of my scientific A-levels. At university I'm going to go study natural sciences, so there still will be a maths component, and I think the maths and further maths A-levels have really put me in good stead for that.
I've really enjoyed both my maths and my further maths courses this year, especially the statistics side of maths, as it really helps me in my economics, which I'm hoping to do at university.